Made some choices for a profit. That's my logic. I'ma take it to the coffin. Just being honest. Never let a manufacture stack like that. And if it getting toxic, tell the boy fall back. If it was back then, I'd be tripping off that. Took a little time just to get me on track. I went from snotty to snobby, got it like immune to everybody, this is stunt 101. Up in the club, throwing this 50s like hate it and love it, I just can't get enough. Labels from calling me, I said move if you call me please, or don't even bother me. They said oh my apology, they keep calling and calling. I keep stalling and stalling. Rookie of the year, my career's snowballing. Got it. Made some choices for a profit. That's my logic. I'ma take it to the coffin. Just being honest.
The NFL is on EA Sports, and we are in Silicon Valley at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Baltimore Ravens and the San Francisco 49ers. It's a rematch of Super Bowl 47 -1 Harbaugh. The Ravens and 49ers are underway. This fielded right at the goal line. Oh, good return up past the 30. That should give him a spark. He's across the 40 to the 43.
When we spent our time talking to the coaches prior to the game, they emphasized that they wanted a quick start to begin things. Most of the time you think about that on the offensive side of the ball, but in this case, it's the special teams that provide that quick start.
They go play action with Jackson. That's complete. It's Devin Duvernay. Room here to run. Shreds him with a stiff arm. And he's going to be out of bounds all the way down inside the 15. A big play there on the first play of the game. 44 yards.
Well, partner, it's pretty simple. One thing you don't want to see defensively, on the very first snap of the game, some guy running free like we just saw there.
Heck of a start for this offense, no doubt. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. To throw is Jackson. Right back to Duvernay. That's complete. That'll give him 8 that time, and it'll be second in a couple. So we just called his name on the previous snap, and they go right back to him, Charles, for a second consecutive completion.
Yeah, I think what we're discovering on this drive is that he feels like he has answers no matter what defense you throw up there. He reads it, finds the open spot, and is available for the completion.
Jackson going to run. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson keeping it himself from 5 yards out. And the Ravens. This defense, so many things to worry about in the red zone area, but you'd have to almost think that Lamar Jackson running the football, that might be number one.
It should be number one, and in this portion of the field where things shrink a little bit because the receivers can't run past anyone because they'll run out of real estate, you should have all eyes on Lamar Jackson when the ball is snapped and try and keep it back in the pocket.
Yeah, I don't think that they were surprised he was running it there. They just couldn't stop him, and he ends up in the end zone. Returning from his end zone is Ray McCloud. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And he's got room. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. On play action, it's Garoppolo. Eluded, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Justin Madubuike. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Garoppolo. Trying for Ayuk, but it's intercepted. And the Ravens are going to take possession of the football. They set themselves behind the chains, tried to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back one pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work out.
Edwards now on 1st and 10.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
On 2nd and very short, Jackson. That's taken in by Duvernay. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A good pickup there at 22.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Drake. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And this is going to be 49er football. There are 2 words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S. Ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
And he was very fortunate there to get out of his end zone. He maybe got back to the 2-yard line. Justin Matabike there to bring him down.
Really shouldn't be a surprise. It's going to be hard to move people in this situation. You know they're going to bring the pressure defensively. Because I remember playing in these spots, and my coach would always say, don't be afraid to try and create a safety, too. They're going to bring pressure.
11.
In his own end zone, it's Garoppolo. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
21. Go ahead.
From his end zone, Garoppolo on 3rd and long. Under pressure, and down he goes in the end zone, and that's a safety.
The goal here is about getting any kind of positive yardage in this spot because you don't care who, you don't care how. You just want to try and buy a little space and get away from your own end zone. But in this spot, the defense was all over that play and equally motivated to stick them with a safety.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And so close to hitting pay dirt last time, fumbling down near the goal line. Now, how does that affect their psyche this time around?
It's a tester, that's for sure, because to be that close and come away with no points is really disappointing, not just for the guys on offense, but the defensive players, too, who thought, hey, we're going to put some points up and have a little momentum going. They've got to find a way to just get it out of their minds, let it go,
short-term memory,
and move on to the next series.
And he is going to go down. They sack him on the final play of the first quarter. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2, as they've got it with a 3rd down and long coming up. Jackson. And that is incomplete.
Are we on the same page here, partner? Because I think they have the right idea. Just take what you can get on 3rd and forever.
Yeah, in real life, I'd say yes. It's just these video games are tempting. You want to go downfield with it.
I like the way you evolved. You know, you learned how to play it the Madden way.
A well-hit ball there. 50 yards on the punt, 3 on the return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. A solid gain of 15 yards and the sticks move. Back to the ground on 1st, it's McCaffrey. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Garoppolo. Completes it to Samuel. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. This one caught by Kittle. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. McCaffrey. Looking for a signal, but none forthcoming. They stopped him shy of the goal line. 2nd and goal from the 1. Again, McCaffrey. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
That's a nice example of good team defense right there. Ball was snapped at the 1-yard line. They knocked them back and caused a loss. But you notice they were trying to find any type of a gap to run through. Wasn't one available, and they stuffed the play right there in the middle of the field.
On the ground, McCaffrey. And this time he is in. Christian McCaffrey taking it in from 2 yards out. And the 49ers have cut it back within a score. Gold with the extra point, and the lead is down to 2. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Kenyon Drake, 75 yards. And the Ravens are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Tucker now for the extra point. And that makes it a 9-point game.
That's the score. Ravens 16, 49ers 7. Justin Tucker, the kickoff to Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Here's McLeod from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because
he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. On first down, this is McCaffrey. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. From the 45 on second down, Garoppolo completes it to the tight end, Kittle. He's got room at the 30, and he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. First and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a one-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. And this is caught, Jennings. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half.
Here we go. 41. 12, now here we go. 1, Omaha.
On second and goal, Garoppolo looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
Garoppolo now on third and goal. Forced out to his left. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up fourth down.
The kick by Gold is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. And into the end zone. A pick 6 for the 49er D as they score the touchdown. Charles, you can just see the frustration on the sideline. Safe to say that's not how they expected this series to go. The ball only went one way, and it was backward into their own end zone, courtesy of the pick 6.
And, Brandon, how often do real offenses tell us before a game they want to end every series with a kick, right? A punt, a PAT, or a field goal. In case of a defense, they want to end with a punt or a takeaway. And we saw the takeaway right there, and it turned out to be a takeaway that turned into 6 points.
And this is caught. So how about that? They get the 2. Not sure why they went for it, but they do have the lead now here on the final play of this first half. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. Taken in at the 3. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who could do more than one thing, and I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. It's Chuck Clark picking it off. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. So this whole game gets flipped on its ear right there. The interception, return for a touchdown. And this lead changes hands here in the 3rd quarter.
And it certainly felt like this defense had a read on what was going on the offensive side of the ball and said, let's cut down our coverage a little bit. Let's be in a position to make a play on the ball. And, boy, that sure turned out well for them.
Here's McLeod from his end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Here we go, here we go.
They fake the give. Now Garoppolo looks to throw. And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. Now Garoppolo. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Patrick Queen. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. Well, Charles, just some visibly frustrated players and coaches on that sideline right now because those halftime adjustments didn't work. The turnover problems continuing here in the second half, and the defense now sitting pretty comfortably as a result of that pick 6.
Hey, that's a great observation too, Brandon, because they did make adjustments at halftime. But how about this other group staying a step ahead despite whatever happened in that other locker room? No surprise they're leading, and it's appropriate that those defenders got to add to the lead directly.
Here's McLeod from his end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at at their own 13-yard line.
Here we go.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
13.
And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, heck, you're fun. All right,
Throw it out the window.
yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A good pickup there, 26 yards. From midfield, here's Garoppolo. Steps away to his left. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
Second and 10 here as we roll along in quarter number 3 from Santa Clara. Again, they'll throw with Garoppolo. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Roquan Smith. And the Ravens will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. So an opening drive interception to begin this second half.
And just think about the time you spend in the locker room going over what you're